Hi, one of the most popular segments in our e-learning website of Beyond.Photos is our photo review section, where channel admin Yatan and I conduct photo review of photos submitted by our subscribers of our premium courses and all access. So we thought today we're gonna share with you how we do it and what we do in this photo review.
Action!
First up, a photo shot by Rajendra. He's one of our subscribers of the premium courses on our website. Beautiful picture. He wrote there he shot this photo because he saw the rule of patterns and also the golden point of this lady here with an EXIF info f8 ISO 200 1/800 of a second. Now, it's good when photographers use rules to compose their photo. But Rajendra, that should not be the reason photographers go out and shoot photos. For instance, you need to have the more important creative motivation of taking this shot. Example, when Joe Rosenthal shot Raising of Flag of Iwo Jima, he shot it not because of the triangle that he saw in this composition. The creative motivation can always be derived when a photographer names his photo. So Rajendra, the next time you submit a photo to us for review, it'd be great that you give a name to your photo. So Yatan, let's start with you commenting, and what is the title would you give this photo?
Okay, title. We just called it Leaving?
Leaving? Look, it cannot be leaving.
Why not?
It's very apparent that this lady has just arrived. Look, let me explain the rule of the looking space. This is called the live space. When you have a subject facing a live space, it means that the subject just arrived. This is how it should look like. So if you want to give a title, it should be arrived. This, on the other hand, is leaving. So when you have a dead space, a shorter space in front of your subject, that's the symbol of leaving in photography. This is definitely arriving. Now we have sorted the title. That's the creative motivation behind the reason you take that photo. So that's why all artists and painters name their paintings. So Yatan, now we've gotten the name and the creative motivation out of the way. Tell me what rules of composition that you can see in this photo.
Rajendra, from this picture, it is obvious you applied two very fantastic rules in photography. Number one is being the rule of odds. You can see three windows over there, nicely placed, no argument about that. Number two, you took this photo right at the moment when the subject is at golden point number one, which is totally fantastic. I like it very much. Andrew, what's your take?
This is a fascinating shot. I call it fascinating because Rajendra knows that there's this girl walking to the frame. And that's what I like about shooting photos like this, that you have that composition in your head already. And you're setting up your camera with your ISO, aperture, shutter speed all ready, and just waiting for this lady to enter the frame to get your dominant rule. Every good photo should have a dominant rule. In this case, it's the golden point number one of where the girl walks into the frame. Well, you may even see the three windows as a rule of odds as the dominant rule, or like Rajendra says that it's a rule of pattern. It doesn't matter. But the fact is, the photographer, Rajendra, puts the camera there, probably on a tripod or handheld, it doesn't matter, and waits for the girl to enter the frame, and bam, he took that shot. That's good photography. And the second photo we are reviewing today, also by Rajendra. Yatan, over to you.
Rajendra, this photo of your wife Pooja is beautifully done. Alright, I like the silhouette and I love the color of it. And one very important element that I love it is that the lens flare. It was done so nice, it looks very impressive.
Good ones, Yatan. You know what I think about this photo that I truly love? It's a classic example of photographers choosing the background, identifying where the sun creeps through, and then beautifully pose the wife there with an exquisite pose, underexpose the camera so well that he gets a silhouette. If you head on to our YouTube tutorial, What Not to Do in a Portrait Shoot Part 1, you realize that one of the most important points that I brought up is photographers should look at the background and post the subject there. Well done, Rajendra. Number 2, head on to this episode and learn how to get silhouette. There's a fine trick of how you can do this by underexposing not too much where the background is beautifully bright enough but the subject is still underexposed. Love it.
Everyone, this is a photo from one of our subscribers. His name is Joachim, and this photo looks fantastic. Well, Andrew, I'd like to hear from you. What do you think about this photo?
Interesting. I always would love to start my photo comment by identifying the motivation of the photographers taking this shot. So, Joachim, you didn't give a title. It's okay. The next time you submit a photo, try to give it a title or tell us the motivation of the shot. Did you put a flower there or did you see the flower already on the floor? I would call this despair. Well, the reason is because of the dark shadows gives it a little bit of that sad melancholy feeling of being left lonely in the weakest golden point of number 4. Everybody knows that number 4 is the weakest golden point. And that's the reason why I call it despair. Let's talk about the rule. I never like even numbers in the photo. So I can see 4 shadow rungs there. This is probably casted by the fans. I would have cropped this to 3. And the golden point of the flower facing out that way, it's kind of cool. If it faces in or at golden point number 1 or number 2, then it may be a little bit too artistic. I may not call it despair even. Right, so that said, I can see the major rule being the shadow on the floor, which should be odd, should be, doesn't need to be. Perhaps there's a reason why you shot 4. Why not 5? Maybe 6? 2? Oh, I just realized something. The shadows go up. This is called an up tilt. Well, a photographer can actually frame the shadow to a down tilt if he wants to. So Joachim, write to us, tell us in the comment section, did you actually do any prepping or propping to this bouquet of flower before you take that shot? That is pretty interesting to know. So Yatan, let me ask you now, what do you think of this photo?
So if you ask me, it was composed very, very nicely. And look at the flower itself. The flower is bright in yellow color and it complements the gravel tonality very nicely.
So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you like what you learned today, you should subscribe to our
Premium courses
and all access account on this website here. You look here, not here. No, here.
Okay,
No,
here.
look.
Alright.
Here, it's not here.
Okay, here.
Are you crazy or what? We come here, we're just supposed to shoot 2 segments. This idiot brought like 6 watches. So?
Well, I'm trying to give everyone more choices.
Don't know yet. I don't even know what to say.
It's a very nice silhouette of your wife. And number 2.
How do you know it's the wife? So Yatan, if you look at how they compose things, I mean, what the hell? We're filming and then there's freaking tea lady. Don't even.